Hey guys, welcome back. We asked you in our first John Mayer signature PRS guitar video to let us know what your thoughts are on the guitar, if you have any questions, any requests actually. And you were cool enough to do that. So we gave our best with the guitar, to use our time with the guitar as good as possible to answer as much as we could. So let's start with the first thing. We use the V40 Deluxe, which is a beautiful amp. It sounds clean, awesome, distorted as well. It takes pedals well, has awesome reverb and everything, but it's not very affordable. So you guys asked for amps which are like typical backline amps, which you will probably get if you go to an event, or you just, you can buy for less money. And for example, you asked for the Hot Rod or even the Blackstar Artist 15, which we will both play just in a minute. You asked for some songs and riffs and licks from John Mayer, which I really don't want to do because it's a dangerous thing to cover famous guitar players on YouTube. I think you know what I mean with that. But, whatever, let's give it a go. So that's the first thing. Lots of you guys asked for it. Clément Mercier, sorry for my pronunciation. As for songs from John, Stackhouse 22, Mateus Graça, Xavier Gonzalez, hola, and so on and so on, many of you. So I just played something with the Hot Rod and something with the Artist 15 from Blackstar, so that you hear the guitar with some more affordable amps as well. Let's go. Stackhouse 22 asked for some John Mayer songs and also a fuzz. To use a fuzz with the neck pickup, we actually thought we'll play around a little, how the guitar reacts, the bridge pickup, neck pickup, and everything, the pods, the volume pod. So here you go. And also he asked for the Blackstar Artist 15, which is also again an affordable and very nice sounding sort of clean-ish amp with the ISF knob, which is very cool. And he also asked for comparison. The Silver Sky against a Fender American original 60s Strat. Also someone else, I'm not really sure who that was, asked for around the same thing. Josh Bernstein asked for a high-end Fender 60s type Stratocaster as a comparison, which we actually did. We have a comparison video already online, so if you check our video list, you will find it against a Sur S-type guitar, custom shop, team built, 60s type, Fender Strat, and the Silver Sky, which is very interesting. So, Fuzz. Enrique Martinez asked, how about a solo Santana style with an Ibanez Tubescreamer and the neck pickup, please? Well, we did neck pickup, Tubescreamer-y kind of solos already in the original Silver Sky video. So let's just keep this short. You wanted Santana, that's all I know from Santana. Koiras Sabri had a request. He wanted me to play some Stevie Ray Vaughan song, please. Pride and Joy riff would be awesome. Yeah, the riff is awesome. Let's see how it sounds when I'm playing it. I cannot guarantee that there will be no Metalzone at some point in this video, but for now, Stratocaster Man had a request. He wrote, Chris, can you open the guitar up to see the inner workings and specs for the pots and capacitor? Now that would be an in-depth review. Thanks, and you're the best at Thomann. Thank you very much, Stratocaster Man. That's awesome. Let's open this baby. So this is how the guitar looks inside. And you have your 3 pickups, look pretty much normal. And the pods look like CDS pods for me, but there's no branding on it, so it's hard to tell. It's probably something PRS uses anyhow. 250K most probably. There's no real number on it, but you know, with single coils you almost always go with 250K, especially if you want something that's pretty much vintage spec. The 5-way switch is made in USA. I kind of recognize this one. It's a well-known 5-way blade. Well, there you go. And you have a pretty nice, very compact, but very interesting looking little capacitor. Not a cheapo, you know, flat, modern capacitor. I'm guessing that's why the tone pots kind of work in a very nice and subtle way. You can actually use almost all the way down to 0 if you want to just warm up your sound or just lose the edge. What's also nice, and you can see that the bridge pickup has its own tone pot, which is connected here to that little foot, and the middle and the neck share this tone knob, which is very useful. Of course, you know, you can just go back with your tone on the bridge to get this, you know, thick rock sound. You don't want that to be too edgy, and you don't mess with your neck and middle pickup sound, which in many cases on a guitar like this is just all right all the way up, or you can just, you know, decide to, you know, to balance them the way you like it. The only thing that's really interesting, and you know, it's probably not brand new, but it's not very typical. You have a little, probably a resistance here on the input of the volume pot. Normally, if it would have been a traditional treble bleed, this would have come from the input right to the output instead of going, you know, being soldered on the back, which is of course ground. So I'm guessing that's kind of a sound something shaping feature, and of course changes the reaction when you use the volume knob, which is probably kind of a subtle treble bleed. It works pretty well without knowing that there's something on, but I would have guessed there is no treble bleed on at all. It's just wired properly that you don't lose too much of your top end. But it was not this really harsh turn down, which is a typical effect of an overdone treble bleed modification. So it's pretty standard, but with standard I mean a very high standard and all quality parts. and you know, a very practical way of wiring a triple single coil guitar. So there you go. And there's a little sticker in it and some numbers, you know, probably for PRS to, you know, while they're building the guitar, to being able to figure out which is which, where does it go. What's nice, you actually see the wood, so they didn't cover up the inside, which is nice. You see the alder, and you can actually check it, you know, how many pieces are in the body. But I'm guessing that's, you know, so it's gonna be a 2-piece alder body. Very nice. All right. So I did some playing, which is, of course, most interesting, but there were also a couple of questions about the guitar, like the weight and neck feel and everything, price point and so on, and that's very interesting actually, because first of all, a lot of you guys reacted to the radius, the 7 1/4 inch radius, which is pretty round and very vintage. I told in the first video already, it feels way too modern actually for the radius, but because it's so round, you actually really love to play this Jimi Hendrixy, tasty kind of, you know, thump from over kind of chords and soloing. So it's really best of both worlds. Hating on it is not very clever because you haven't tried it, and it really doesn't feel that vintage. It's just the vibe of a vintage guitar, but it's way more playable than actual old vintage guitars. So it's something interesting. Also, there's not really a lot of other guitars that feel the same, because all modern S-type guitars, we're talking some new Ibanez series Sur guitars, they feel also more modern because of the radius. If you like that, maybe that's something for you. But if you actually enjoy a vintage feeling instrument that still plays as smoothly and fast as a modern guitar, there's not a lot of other options than, for example, the Silver Sky. So I think you should try it first and then hate on it or love it, because it feels way too good actually for, you know, for your thoughts and imagination of a vintage radius neck. So that's that. Phil Smith was complaining about single coil guitars. I've mentioned in the video there, this is the first one with only single coils in it, and he, you know, wrote like EG3, 305, DC3. Actually, there's the new S2 Studio Limited version. You're absolutely right, sorry man. What I actually meant in the video was that this is the first guitar where all the details like bolt-on neck, the radius, the scale length, the angle of the pickups, like the bridges, you know, not 90 degrees to the strings and everything. This is PRS's first guitar that's as traditional as the Silver Sky. So that is all I meant. That's a cool name. Joe Rosmanasa asked, or told actually, for that price, neck should have been quarter sawn. I get it, of course, quarter sawn is even more stable, but I'm guessing it's way more a tonal decision, because quarter sawn necks will resonate differently, so it will sound differently. Vintage instruments were not quarter sawn, they were just maple necks, and, you know, with or without a rosewood fretboard. So I'm guessing that's just a vintage feature. And actually, because the neck is not like super thin, like a wizard type of neck, you don't need that kind of extra protection. It's lacquered, so there's no trouble with humidity. It's not super thin, so it will not move around that much. So that's fine. That's probably a tonal thing. Sismitha Wayatileke, I'm really sorry, but that's not easy to read, asked, is the fingerboard edge rolled off? Yes, it is. Also the wood, like between the frets and the frets itself, are super smooth. So I play a lot with my thumb over the neck. It's how you want it. Kane Abel asked, is the guitar lightweight? Absolutely. It weighs exactly how you imagine selected alder body with maple neck and rosewood board it's very nice and light. Alrighty, thank you very much for listening. I hope this was helpful, and you guys take it easy. We'll be coming back with other stuff, of course. Stay tuned, subscribe, comment. Cheers, guys. And if you're here for the Metalzone, don't click away too fast. Bye. What the fuck?